Danger Game Zone, Chapter 8. 3 years ago, it was pouring rain on a late night. The water in the river had risen due to the heavy rain. And on the bridge stood a girl in a school uniform, standing by the railing, getting drenched. She was Kathy from the real world. Her face was wet with rain and tears. A car drove by. The driver noticed the girl standing on the bridge and it seemed like she was about to jump into the river. He quickly stopped the car and tried to stop her. But it was too late, the girl had already stood on the railing. She slowly closed her eyes and fell into the river. Farewell, world. She has been my best friend since we were young. We went to school and played together, but she jumped into the river without telling me what had happened. Someone saw her jump and immediately called the police and rescued her, but she had been underwater for too long. Although her life was saved, she never woke up again. Linda said tearfully about what had happened in the past. She and Jamie were chatting about Kathy in the living room. Oh, by the way, her real name wasn't Kathy, it was Cindy. Kathy was just her name in the front line. Linda continued. So why did Cindy become Kathy? Jamie asked the biggest question in his heart. Linda said, at that time, the doctor diagnosed that Cindy had suffered from oxygen deprivation and was brain dead, and would never wake up. I was aware that my family owned a secret tech organization that experimented on converting human brainwaves into digital data. Due to the possibility of damaging the brain when reading brain cell information, they could only experimented with patients who were confirmed to be brain dead. However, because the experiment was highly confidential and the patients were all brain dead for a long time, the data was very incomplete, so I immediately went to find my uncle's medical organization to help read Cindy's data when I heard about her situation. The virtual world of the battle frontline is the most rich in AI resources. Later, we secretly implanted Cindy's data into the new AI Princess Kathy in the battle frontline system through a buyout relationship. Jamie was stunned and surprised. He said, so Kathy is really your friend Cindy? She has been reborn in the virtual computer world. Linda sighed and answered, yes and no. She was initially just a resurrected AI NPC, and she didn't remember anything. I tried to find her in the virtual world, but she just looked at me blankly. After a few months, she became more and more like the Cindy I knew. Including speaking, getting angry, being happy. Too many human emotional responses, far more like a real person than other AI NPCs in the frontline world, but only her past memories have not come back. In the world of the frontline, I have been her nanny by her side, trying to tell her many things. She made a magic object similar to our projector using blue crystal, which allows her to see things in our real world. She is full of curiosity about the outside world, but still cannot awaken her memories. When Linda was in the middle of speaking, her phone rang. She checked her phone. Your bride Kathy has sent a message. She knows you're awake and wants to see you now. I showed her the video of you being beaten this morning. She was very heartbroken and had tears in her eyes. Jamie was stunned. What? You showed Kathy the video of me getting beaten up? That's so embarrassing. The scene then shifts to the palace of the Kingdom of Coda. Jamie and Linda are walking side by side to see Princess Kathy. I feel great in this new outfit. I don't have to wear a combat uniform and fight on the front line anymore. Jamie said. Linda laughed. You've been promoted to a general, and since the princess is the commander-in-chief of the army and you're her master, you can be considered the real commander of our whole army. Of course you can't go to the front line anymore. Jamie was happy. I'm not good at combat. I really want to enter the strategy level to command the troops. That's my expertise. At this time, Kathy was looking at the throne and worrying. She was worrying, what if we were fighting against the Alpha Alliance in Pinewood and Eddie suddenly attacked the royal capital? A voice came from behind her, Your Highness, Jamie is here. Kathy turned around. Linda and Jamie were already in front of her. Kathy said, Linda, thank you for your hard work. Please contact the relevant personnel and get ready for an emergency military meeting tomorrow. Linda obediently replied, Yes, Your Highness. After that, Linda turned around and left. As soon as Linda walked away, Kathy's serious expression immediately changed to a pitiful expression. Jamie, are you okay? Before Jamie could respond, Kathy ran over to him. She hugged Jamie tightly. Kathy whispered in Jamie's ear, "I saw everything, Jamie. You've been through a lot. Is your body still hurting?" Jamie blushed at this moment. When he realized that Kathy was not just a simple NPC, but a real person's soul, he had different feelings. "Kathy, I didn't know your true identity before, but now we shouldn't be so intimate," Jamie said. Kathy looked at Jamie and said, "Jamie, you know my secret. Do you dislike me or regret marrying me because I was the unconscious girl?" Jamie said seriously, "Of course not. How could I regret it? It's just..." Kathy pressed her finger to Jamie's lips and said, "I know you like Flake. I won't interfere with your love life. I'm not that unconscious girl anymore. I just inherited some of her." The following day, in the war room, Koda's important commanders all attended the meeting. Kathy asked the defense commander, Tony, is there any movement from the Northern Talo Empire? This is the situation that Kathy is most worried about. On the one hand, she is fighting against the Southern Alpha Alliance. If the Northern Talo Empire sends troops, the Koda Kingdom may be divided by the two major powers. Defense Commander Tony replied, "Your Highness, through satellite data. The Eastern Fleet of the Talo Empire has all left port and is headed towards our waters, expected to arrive at the North Port in 3 days. This is the image just transmitted by our mini reconnaissance aircraft." The projection crystal projected the image of the Eastern Fleet on the huge screen. "If your Highness was not so stubborn and married the Duke of Eddy, this fleet would have come to help us fight against the Alpha Alliance. Now, it's a tragedy. The enemy tanks attacking Pinewood City are 3 times ours, and the Northern Talo Empire is sending a large army to attack us. What do we do now?" said the girl speaking, who was the commander of the 1st Armor Division, Lucia Fay. She is the chief defense commander of Pinewood City. "Lucia, I know you're angry that I changed my mind suddenly and completely disrupted our original plan. But I can tell you that Jamie will bring a huge change to our battlefield. I have confidence in Jamie," Kathy said with a smile. Jamie, who was next to Kathy, broke out in a cold sweat and wondered in confusion. "Kathy, how could you have so much confidence in me?"